Hey, welcome to your day off. My name is Corey. Of course, sit with my best bud. Tony, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
So, we're kind of live, sort of live at like BTC in Washington, D.C.
At the National Harbor.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah, sort of live.
Yeah.
Well, we're off site, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, we're pretty lucky because people have agreed to join us in our creeper apartment to kind of talk to us.
Right. You notice everybody's bringing a friend because they don't trust you.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Everybody this weekend is bringing a friend. It's like a bring a friend event.
Dude, if my daughter say, "Hey, look, I'm going to do a podcast with these guys," and they show me a picture of you, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I know. Totally. Yeah. I don't blame them.
Nope.
At all. So our today's guest, actually, we have some pretty exciting news that we're sort of kind of announcing. I guess it'll already be announced by the time this airs, but it hasn't been announced yet. So we get kind of the first digs at it.
Yeah. She, I'm pretty excited to get into her story. I think she's going to surprise us.
Actually, I know she's going to surprise us, and I'll tell you, the first time that I reached out to her about coming on the podcast, she said, "I'm not coming on the podcast." She was not interested at all to come on the podcast at all. She just didn't want to. She didn't think she had enough of a story to share, and I disagreed with her.
Good job.
She's here.
Yep.
So our guest today is Cassie Siskovic.
Oh,
look at that! Look at that, dog. See, and she's
full of surprises.
I know, right? She's joining us today, and I actually, like you said, I can't wait to get in her story because it's pretty interesting. She didn't think it was interesting, but I certainly found it interesting.
Yeah, and some recent big news, and she's shaking and baking, man. She's definitely
killing
stirring things up.
She's stirring it up.
Let's go.
So, Miss Cassie Siskovic, welcome to your day off.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
100%, man. Thanks for doing it.
I forgot about that conversation that we had when you initially asked me.
Yeah, and you were like, no.
Right. You had to go through a couple of her friends first.
Yeah, that's it. Can we tell that story?
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, we were in the same hotel last year, and I mean, just a few months ago. For what event was that?
Cosmo.
The Cosmoprof. The Mid-Atlantic Cosmoprof.
Mid-Atlantic, that's right.
And I think we were sitting in a bar, and Olivia Smalley says, "Hey, Corey, you have to meet my friend Cassie." And I won't say I won't bring up how she referred to you, but
she told you how cool I was.
She totally told you how cool
she was.
We'll
keep it there.
I think she said she's cooler than me. I think that was the reference. Like
I love her.
Yeah, we all love her. She's so sweet. She's legit the best, and she's been a great friend of ours as well.
Yeah. I mean, in love. She's awesome.
Yeah. I haven't met many people that don't love her. I haven't met any.
Yeah, exactly. And if you meet the person that doesn't, you're like, you're the asshole.
They're awful.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio. And I know neither of you said you've been.
Yeah, I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and to the football thing.
Okay, the football thing.
The football
like
thing.
The Cleveland Browns Stadium?
No, like the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's in like Canton. That's different.
In Canton, right?
That's not Cleveland. Yeah, that's not Cleveland. But I'm very proud of my hometown. And regardless of where I live, it'll always be
You're going to be excited about the Browns this year.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, they look pretty dope.
They look so good, and nothing bothers me more than the bandwagon fans. They are coming from all angles now.
Of course.
Wait a sec. So should I go put my Browns jersey away?
I mean, is it like real? Have you been a Browns fan since before they were good?
Nobody's a Browns fan that lives outside.
I am. If you're from there, you are.
What's your parents' zip code?
44133.
Nobody out of 4413 is a true Browns fan.
False. Oh my gosh, my dad would be like up in arms if he heard you say that. No,
he's going to.
That's true. He will. He's going to hear this. I got your back, Dad.
I got your back, Dad.
So you guys still LeBron fans?
Yeah. LeBron's actually done. It was tough. Like when he first transitioned out, it was obviously pretty rough for us, but now it's different because he's done so much for the city.
That school that he opened up, oh my goodness,
it's incredible to see all the things that he's doing for the city. And even since he was on the Cavs, just the energy in the city has completely changed. Like, I don't know, there's a lot more to do. Businesses are thriving more than they ever have been. Areas that weren't safe are now like cool areas to go to. Right. So he's done a lot for the city, and I'll love him regardless. I went to my first Lakers game and wore a Cavs jersey. LeBron's Cavs jersey. I'll never retire it.
You're not going to retire that jersey?
Nah, it's there forever.
There it is.
he'll retire and be in the rafters in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's right.
And in Miami. And in the Lakers.
Right.
Yeah, wherever. I mean, he's got options to say the least, but he'll always be an Akron, Ohio guy too.
That's awesome.
So tell us how was it growing up in Cleveland?
It was cool. I mean, I grew up, so originally I'm from Berea, Ohio. So that's like kind of outside of the city. That's where I went to school pretty early on. And then in middle school, my parents moved. My dad got a promotion with work. So we got like a nicer house and It was kind of a cool time, but it was tough moving away from my friends. This is interesting. I've always, I don't want to say I've been antisocial, but I have a really hard time meeting new people when it's not organic, if that makes sense.
What do you mean not organic?
Like for example, ever since 7th grade when I moved, I just was never that person that would go up to a group of people and just like introduce myself and try to be friends with them. Like that makes me so uncomfortable. Really? I would so much rather just like go be by myself in a corner and like chill.
Say hi to the person in the corner already there.
Yeah, that's my homie, the person in the corner.
I find that interesting because when Olivia introduced us, you were nothing but warm to us. You didn't seem like that you kind of wanted to run away or anything.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, and I'm
until
so
you ask her
comfortable
about
with Olivia.
The podcast.
There we go. See, it all connects. I'm so comfortable with Olivia though, and she's been like, that's what I mean. I almost need to see that the door's open before I like walk up to it, if that makes sense. And she has always been someone who's helped me meet people in the industry and on, the Cosmoprof team and you guys, it's nice to know people that kind of facilitate those relationships sometimes because it just doesn't come as natural to me.
But you grew up playing sports, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And so growing up playing sports and being that athletic, there tends to be a little bit of competition and outgoing, you know what I mean? But it's funny that, here you are, you're saying that you're not that person. You're kind of like, the person that just chill in the corner.
I was the person. So in the locker room, I played basketball. That was like my sport. I was definitely the person who constantly had headphones in almost till the last second, unless coach was like yelling at me. Even now when I do hair, sometimes I have to put headphones in and I don't want anyone to talk to me. I just want to be in my zone by myself.
Nice.
And that's it.
I get that. I mean, I have headphones on a lot. You can't imagine. But it helps me kind of like stay focused.
Yeah. I need to get in my zone. If I'm distracted, I'm not doing the best I can. And to focus sometimes, like I know myself better. You guys, I mean, when you feel like you're kind of not in your groove, I guess, I need to take a second sometimes and just figure out how I'm going to get there. And sometimes it's being by myself. A lot of times.
Wow. I'm not good by myself, but I'm good in headphones.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. So did you play any other sports or was it just basketball?
Predominantly, I tried a few different things. I was in volleyball for a little bit. I did track for a little bit. I was always pretty athletic. I grew up with brothers, so it was just easier to vibe with them, to be in sports off rips, and I was pretty good at basketball.
How many brothers do you have? 2. Yeah. Where do you fall?
I'm the middle, but I'm the only girl, so like I'm the favorite. It's fine.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
Daddy's girl, right?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna have to like watch my back for dogging out the Browns.
Yeah. My dad's actually, it's really funny because he definitely has always been like a huge part. My mom too, she's literally my best friend, but they actually, the first Behind the Chair color show that I got the opportunity to present on stage at, both of them came.
No.
Yeah, it was so cute. I know, they're seriously the best. I'm so blessed to have such amazing parents. But my dad, I'll never forget it. After he experienced the show, he was like, that was like a rock show. That was crazy. I had no idea that this existed. You're so cool. And it was nice because since I stopped playing basketball, I was never actually worried about not connecting with my dad, but that was always our thing. So to stop playing, it was like, are we still going to have our thing? And we do.
That's so incredible, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, your parents must be like, you face some adversity, especially in high school or middle school. Was it middle school or high school?
What are you referring to?
Right. No, meaning that you faced adversity as far as you had a full...
My pacemaker?
Yeah, well, full block. What is
heart
it?
block. Full heart block.
Yeah, full heart block.
Yeah.
And but I heard that even after that surgery, you played your sophomore year still in basketball.
Yeah. What? Well, basketball is not technically a contact sport. Do you guys know that?
No.
It's not considered a contact sport. So I can't play football, hockey. I don't know if there's other contact sports out there.
MMA
I can't play, right? Oh yes, yeah. I can't like spar. I still trained. I actually did I don't want to say this and again set myself up for failure. I trained jujitsu for a little bit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm like kind of crazy like that, but can't spar. So anything contact I can't do.
Yeah. I would think that anybody that says basketball is not a contact sport never played basketball.
Hey, the doctor said I could play, so I was like, great.
There's nothing but contact in the paint.
I know.
And you're pretty tall. What was your position?
I was a power forward, but I was also pretty fast for my height. And
so you went between 3 and 4?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. One of my coach's favorite things to do is to size me up with the biggest girl because I was always pretty close in height, but I was way faster, obviously. So
awesome. Wow. So did jiu-jitsu stop after that?
It was literally months. I think actually it was when I lived in Indianapolis for a couple summers and there was an American Top Team gym right next to where I worked. Awesome. It was more just my brothers were always into MMA and I was curious and wanted to see if I could do it without contact, and it was honestly just a good workout.
You definitely have the body for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Put people in triangles
Right.
Yeah. Both my brothers and I, Mario Yamasaki, he had a dojo. He's a UFC referee.
Okay.
He had a dojo back in the 90s. He was dating one of the girls in our shop. And he would come in and he had Yamasaki Jiu-Jitsu. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And so myself and my 2 brothers, we went there for a while.
Do you guys follow MMA? Did you just see Stipe?
Yes.
Won the title back?
Cleveland.
Let's go.
TKO, 4th round.
I post about that stuff on my Instagram page because I just can't help it. But I know 90% of my followers literally don't care. Or no, 90% of my followers were probably like, what? Why is she posting this guy with the busted up face? But I'm like, he's from Cleveland. I got to celebrate.
Gotta rip.
Get the baddest man on the planet living in Cleveland.
Hello. Yeah.
So, Cass, I want to take you back a little bit. So, tell what was the heart blockage, or tell me that whole story.
Yeah. So when I was 15, actually, hold on, let me back up. When I was in kindergarten, I realized I had a heart murmur because I fainted a couple times. And that's if you're familiar, that's so normal. A lot of people have heart murmurs. It's just an irregular heartbeat. It's nothing crazy. But when I was in high school, no, it would have been middle school. I was 15.
8th or 9th grade.
Yeah. The in-between, I guess. I was realizing I was working just as hard as everyone else on my basketball team, but I was getting really tired and I was frustrated. My coach was pissed at me and I don't know. So I went to my mom and I was like, listen, I just maybe have athletically induced asthma. That was what we originally thought it was just something, when you're working as hard as everyone else, but you see you're not succeeding to your full potential that you feel like you could. I just knew I had to figure something out. So we went to the doctor, and the Cleveland Clinic, they're renowned for their heart doctors. So I was super lucky to get a pediatric cardiologist who initially was kind of like, oh, here's this girl and her mom just walking in. She gets tired when she plays basketball, totally rolling his eyes. But we did a bunch of tests. And I'll never forget, he walked into the room and he goes, ladies, I'm so sorry. I completely misjudged the situation. You have full heart block. And at the time, I honestly didn't really understand what that meant or what it was.
Or the severity of it or anything?
Yeah. I just remember looking at my mom and her face, and my mom's a really incredibly strong woman. And I just remember her being shocked. And the shock factor is what really took me back. So at that point, when I was 15, I was still like, basically my heart's missing an AV node that connects the top and bottom part. So they don't beat in sync. And actually, one of my cavities almost doesn't pump blood out to my body to the point where I would go into a coma if I fell asleep and didn't pay attention to it. Wow. So at that time it was more preventative. I still had enough activity with my heart, but my doctor was like, listen, you should get your pacemaker done now. So that way, as you get, he was like your mid 20s. That's when you're going to need it. You're going to be 100% dependent on it. So we might as well do our first one now. Then you can have your battery change, and you'll be good. So yeah.
I can't imagine like what the house was like your brothers and stuff. I mean, they clearly like you a little bit. So.
I'm super close with my family, my brothers. I mean, again, at the time, I think they were even young too. And, you know, when I was 15 going through this, like I remember, again, still not totally understanding the severity of it and thinking more about my scar.
Sure.
Like my dad at the time, he was like, if you want to get a tattoo to like make it look cool, you can. And I mean, I was 15, so that's like pretty cool of a parent to say. But I just didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know how much it was going to protrude. So of course, as a 15-year-old girl, I was worried about different things.
Sure.
Right, of course.
But it wasn't until when I was 25, I got my second battery. And the change out was super simple. Like it's almost like I just have a pocket in my chest and they put in a new battery, plug it in, and I'm good to go.
Good for 10 more years or so?
Yeah, so 7 to 10, because I'm now 98% dependent on my battery, it's probably only going to be 7, whereas my first one was 10.
Gotcha.
So I'm like literally running
So
out of battery.
do you put a phone up to it or something and they can read it, or?
Yeah, it's crazy. So technology now is wild. Every 4 months or so, I do over the phone checkups. I have an app on my phone. And I know it's wild. It's like a magnet almost that I put up to the pacemaker, and it takes readings, and the readings are sent via Bluetooth to the app on my phone. And
that's incredible, man.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know, it's really amazing. And I mean, since moving, my mom, she's been ready to kick my ass for not finding a cardiologist in LA, but
I'm sure there's not one.
I know, but it's easy, you know, to keep in touch with my doctors at home.
But you travel so much, so it really doesn't.
I do travel a lot.
No big deal to pop into Cleveland.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Her family sounds a lot like my family. You know, I heard that like all you guys grew up on one street. Were you close with all your family?
I'm really close with all my family. My mom's side of the family has 13 siblings.
Oy.
She would have been 15, has 13 siblings. 12. She's the 13th. So I've always had a really big family, and most of them live in like the greater Cleveland, Ohio area. So yeah, wow. I mean, we were never, actually, no, that's a lie. I did grow up on the same street as one of my uncles. So yeah, I forget.
Not that I grew up on the same street with all my family, but all my family lives relatively close, and we're constantly having barbecues and stuff like that. There's like 60, 70 of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's a whole event.
Yeah,
it's a whole situation. Any holiday, Labor Day,
all
you
big,
name it.
all big, and
there's like 1,000 children.
Bunch of Siskovics there.
Wild. Siskovics Malloys is my mom's side of the family.
Oy.
Siskovic side, my dad. That's a decent sized family too. I have cousins who have quite a few kids. So,
and they're all in the
all the Malloys like. Who's the Siskovic?
they sing pretty well, honestly. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Like growing up with my aunts and uncles when I was younger, I never really knew like who was a Malloy and who wasn't. I just knew
that they're blood somehow.
Family.
Yeah, that they were all there. And it wasn't until I was older that I learned, oh, that's my mom's sister, that's her brother, that's their wife, whatever.
Right.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, so how'd you find our fabulous industry?
So my mom,
Mama Malloy.
Mama Malloy, her name is Mary.
Mama Mary Malloy.
She's gonna die when she hears that. Yeah, she owns a salon in Ohio.
Out. Really?
Yeah, she owns a salon in Strongsville, Ohio. She's owned it pretty much all my life. She's incredible. She's one of those people that's going to work behind the chair until she literally physically can't. Like, I kid you not, until she literally physically can't. Which is a good and bad thing for her because she pushes herself really hard.
Right.
She works harder than anyone I ever know. And she's definitely why I wanted to be in the industry, because I mean, I grew up in that salon. When I was old enough to hold a broom, I was in there sweeping.
Sweet.
Just kind of watching all the other colorists and artists work. And I just saw the difference she made in people's lives through that everyday interaction, and was like, I could do that. That could be cool. But neither of my parents went to college. So I got my cosmetology license through a technical school, Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. We called it CVCC.
I wasn't going to try that one.
I know. I was a little worried if I was going to get it out right. So
I was reading your eyes. If she's not sure, I'm definitely not sure.
CVCC. We'll just leave it at that. But I got my cosmetology license in high school. So that was kind of cool. It gave me the opportunity. My parents really wanted me and my brothers to all go to college. So I went to college. I went to the University of Mount Union.
Did you play basketball for them?
That was the intention. But no.
Okay. Didn't happen, huh?
Not really.
Yeah. It happened.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a degree in business and kind of focused on chemistry too with a lot of my subliminal classes, which helped with the connection to the industry. And I honestly really didn't have any idea what part of the industry I wanted to work in, but I knew like somehow, whether it would be I'd work behind the chair to pay off college, or I don't know. For a minute, I thought I'd work in a more corporate setting, which I guess the progression's kind of been interesting, but I thought maybe I'd be like more on the marketing side than actually being an artist and doing hair. So, yeah.
Well, now
college,
you're so like well-rounded in that then.
Yeah.
You know, like the marketing and
I mean, it's important. I feel like
particularly today. I mean, think about
yeah.
how important marketing is in our industry now. I mean,
there's a lot of things. I feel like it gives me an opportunity to really be a bridge to the everyday stylist and some of these brands. And I think there's a lot of people now who can be, brand ambassadors and represent a brand, but I feel like I understand it on a deeper level
because of my schooling. Yeah. Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So, then after college, I got an internship opportunity through Kenra Professional.
So you've been with them since the beginning for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I interned with them during college. That's when I lived in Indianapolis because they were originally based there.
Oh, right.
So I would, during the summer, instead of going home and partying like everybody, I'd go to Indianapolis, and I worked in the Kenra headquarters. I worked pretty closely with Rob Dubray. He's like the creator of Kenra Color. And our in-house chemist at the time. And my first job was working the 1-800 number with Kenra.
Are you serious?
Literally. Oh my God. Probably the worst job I've ever had, to be honest. But as an intern, I mean, they didn't have any like stylist technical support. So I was the only connection from the brand to the stylist at that point in time through their 1-800 number.
But you were like a 1-year hairdresser? I
mean, yeah, but the training that I experienced under Rob, and the chemist, I mean, Mark Stuckey is his name. He's a brilliant, brilliant man.
So was that a big headquarters, or was it little? Is it like,
no, it's little offices.
Hold on, Barry.
Hey, Rob.
Where do I transfer?
It wasn't big. It wasn't big at all. Nothing like the Henkel building is.
No.
Nothing like that.
That's extraordinary.
But it was cool. I mean, it was a family business, and I became really close with a lot of the people I worked with, and they were honestly my mentors at the beginning of my career with Kenra are the ones that helped me find my path in education. Like, I didn't know that I was going to be in education. Someone else saw that in me.
Wow.
So I was really fortunate to work with a lot of really incredible people.
Well, we want to thank them because a lot of times it does take someone else that sees something in you that you don't see in yourself
100%.
and then mentor you to bring that out.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
So we're excited
Lakin.
that he did that.
Lakin was the one that got me into education. So thank you, Lakin.
Thank you, Lakin.
Right.
So from Indianapolis.
Y'all rap it.
She's gonna kill me for saying this. She's a huge Ja Rule fan, so we instantly vibed like as soon as I met her. But yeah, she was a huge influence in my career as well.
Awesome.
That's so cool. So after Indianapolis, did you go back to Cleveland or?
Yeah. So after the summer periods, I would go back to school, and then when I graduated school, I got offered a full-time position with Kenra as an educator. So they were one of the only brands at the time to have a full-time education team. It was pretty unique. So I would only work behind the chair, like maybe on weekends or, during holiday season, it's slower for education. So that's a busier time in salon.
Right.
So I'd find my opportunities to get in there when I could. But for the most part, I was full-time educating. I worked in a region. I covered Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was a lot. I bought a 2015 car and I'm like sick to say that right now it has like over 120,000 miles on it.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the opposite. I thought you were going to be like, it's 2,000 miles.
No, because a lot of that territory is driving. A lot of that territory is driving.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of that is. So, I meant to ask you, like, how's the rap game in Cleveland?
I have been waiting. I was wondering when you were going to circle that. I feel like Cleveland's why I'm as cool as I am, to be honest.
You are pretty cool.
Like, when you get to know me, I'm actually kind of cool. But
when you go join her in the corner, you'll learn that she's really cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. When you come to my corner.
Right.
Yeah, I have a pretty solid group of friends in Cleveland, and we're all pretty into rap and hip hop.
Really?
I always have been. It's just always been my vibe.
You gonna throw down a couple bars?
No, guys,
come on, Cass.
Come on. That's for like
that's tonight
like in person. Yeah, that's exclusive content. You got to be in person.
You just here with friends. You're just here with Tony and I, just a couple friends.
But I don't freestyle.
I think Kelly Cardenas.
You don't have to
You know what's
freestyle.
funny? My first karaoke experience was with Kenra when I worked for them, and I remember we all went to a bar after the Behind the Chair Color show. We were all like letting loose, and I'd never done karaoke before, but I was like, screw it, whatever. All of like the VPs were there. And I just word for word, Baby Got Back. Didn't even look at the screen.
Baby's got back.
Just
go ahead.
All right, so later when you relax a little bit, you have a little rap battle with Corey here.
Yeah.
Tony's got the bars.
Yeah. The freestyle bars are like the actual song bars. Both. He's got both, I can tell.
He's got both.
Oh, shit.
We'll play later.
We'll play later.
You guys are disappointing everybody that's listening in right now.
Right?
I can't do it. I
think we need another Truly.
All right. We have a little special beat for you.
No, you don't.
No, we don't. No, just
Oh my God.
Oh, we should have.
yeah.
Etiquette for class. No. I can't do it.
All right, listen for after the podcast, and Cass is going to give us a couple bars.
So how long were you with Kenra?
7 years. And I've been doing hair for 10.
Wow.
So that's most of my career.
Yeah, no doubt. That's cool. So is this the time?
Yeah, I was just bringing it back to Kenra.
Good deal. So how'd you get to LA?
Kenra relocated me to LA.
Did they move? They moved from Indianapolis?
Yes. That they actually moved before I got the job offer to move to LA though. So their corporate team had been there for about a year. I came later. And yeah.
How difficult is it? Like while you were telling me your story, like what kept going through my head is like, how difficult is it to like build a clientele and to be, educating a lot during the week. You know, you said you're only working a couple days a week or a couple days a month or
well,
whatever.
I mean, now that I live in LA, so the great thing about Ohio is I always had my mom's salon space to work out of. But in LA, I don't, right now I don't have a space. I had the academy, but I mean, I was busy with Kenra. We pumped out somewhat close to like 30 videos, like full length YouTube videos of education. And I mean, that might not sound like a big number, but it was in a time frame of, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 8 months. And there's a lot that goes into that.
Anybody that's done any kind of content, even small content, you understand. And
they had me scripting. So I had to write all my own scripts. I had to, I mean, they call me the one take wonder. So I'm actually,
well, until you ask for a hip hop, right? She won't do hip hop in one take.
What?
Well, she could, but she just ain't gonna do it.
I thrive under pressure. I don't think you guys quite understand, but I don't put myself in the position if I'm not 100% confident.
I mean, baby's got back.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's like seeing a squirrel again.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Right.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Thanks, Corey.
You're welcome. So I mean, so when you said that you were doing 30 videos and how much time that took, so were you saying that you haven't kind of built like a clientele?
No, I wasn't working behind the chair. I mean, I luckily have a best friend. So her name is Milena. She moved from Cleveland to LA about 3 years ago. And she works in a beautiful salon in West Hollywood off Melrose. It's called Allen M Salon.
Like the letters L and M?
Allen M. Allen. His name's Allen.
Got it.
Yeah. He'll let me come in and work. So that was actually how I got to start trying some different color outside of Kenra.
Oh, snap.
But other than that, I was busy. I mean, I kid you not. And I did all of their shows. So, you know, when show season's starting in the spring and fall, you're gone every other weekend.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
And with downtime, if I could have any between all the filming that we did, I was not about to be behind the chair. I needed to do laundry.
Yeah, right.
And go to the gym and
refocus and redo yourself.
And
right?
like take a minute, you know?
It's a tough grind, man. Yeah, the spring and fall.
Yeah. Show season's no joke.
Yeah, we see it with you guys. I mean, you know, we're just like, we're the tail. We're following, right? But you guys, I mean, the people that we see, I mean, you guys, it's day in, day out. And it's long days. You know what I mean?
You got to be on the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is a lot for me. Because I like to be alone. I don't like to be on. When it's with people like you guys, it's cool to be on.
Oh.
So how many fist bumps is that? 3?
Yeah.
I feel like that means I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. I'm liking
it. People are going to love this.
Right.
If they really want to hear baby's got back.
Okay. We got to forget that.
I can't. I'm in now like a pit bull.
Like a pit bull.
Like a pit bull. I'm not letting go.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. Squirrel.
So silly. So you're not with Kenra anymore.
I'm not.
So let's what was that like?
I mean, that had to be an emotional.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Man, you guys. Yeah, it was a decision that honestly it did. It took me months to make. I was approached by someone who actually when I was an intern, she worked for Kenra at the time, but she was a VP. But when I interviewed with Kenra, she is the person that ultimately hired me. And that's why, I mean, you just never know. Like the people you meet, the connections you make, like it's so important to do the best job you can because you never know when it's going to come back full circle. And she was the one, you know, that initially believed in me then. And she gave me this opportunity now. And I mean, to work with her and this brand, it was like, I could never pass the opportunity up.
Sure.
I couldn't.
Did Kenra understand?
It was yes, totally. I think it was a little bit of a surprise because when I move, I try to move quietly.
Right.
But outside of that, I mean, Kenra's still like, I mean, they're my family, and the education team there, they're people that I'll be in touch with forever.
Right.
And that's awesome. That speaks volumes for Kenra, right? So a lot of brands, they become territorial and they're quite offended, or you know what I mean. They get upset when someone leaves, like someone like you.
Yeah.
But for them to understand, even though I mean they weren't happy, they might have been sad, but they understood, and you still call them family. That speaks volumes. They've
all been beyond, and even I mean my coworkers, but the stylists that I met through educating across the country, like I was nervous because my following, I'm not like a lot of these influencers. I didn't get a shot with a brand because I had a following. My following grew with the brand. Right. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of Kenra colorists in my following, and I was like, I don't know how they're really going to feel about me not working with Kenra anymore. But the overwhelming amount of like support and love and encouragement and excitement, it really pleasantly surprised me.
So you didn't wake up and then half your followers were gone.
I was honestly like kind of nervous. I don't know. It was nerve-wracking, but no, it's been great.
That's
awesome. Well, once they get to know you, I mean, you know what I mean?
That's what I hope.
Yeah, it's more personable. It's not about Kenra anymore, you know? So that's pretty awesome. That speaks good about them too.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt.
For sure.
I mean, it's called social media, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
We're in this, everybody's in this game together.
Yeah, you're right.
And I kind of think that, I mean, we've talked about it a few times, like in the podcast or just where the industry is. I mean, I think that there is, there's a better understanding that we're hairdresser to hairdresser, and it's not necessarily the tribes of the brands or the brand tribe, the brand tribes necessarily.
Right.
I know, like when we were coming up, there's a lot of that. I mean, there's still some of that. Trust me, I have friends that like are in the world, are in like the Redken world, and like you mentioned Cassie outside of the Redken world, they're like, who?
Yeah.
You know? And there's just no idea of.
There's there's different pillars to this industry still that
completely
are totally separate.
Yeah. It fascinates me, like even like as we're like, okay, you know, like Tony and I have killed the L'Oreal like brands. You know, we've talked to so many people from the L'Oreal world and stuff. So, you know, as we start, okay, well, you know, who's in Paul Mitchell or who's in the Weller world?
We thought we were going to start with Kenra, but I guess not.
Oops.
I'll tease it.
However,
starting with someone maybe a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. So so where the hell did you end up?
I am the National Artistic Director for Alfaparfusa Milano.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
Alfaparf. Okay, so Alfaparf is a really incredible brand. They are actually the #1 professional hair color brand, a professional Italian hair color brand in the world.
Wow. I mean,
that's impressive.
They're an incredible brand, and even since I've been using the color, you know, in the last week, as much as I've learned, Terry, she's our director of education. She's taught me so much in like 2 days. Like we trained for like 2 days, and my eyes have been opened.
Right.
It's been amazing. It's seriously been amazing, and that's another thing I really wanted to make sure is by transitioning from a brand, I needed to believe in the product.
Of course.
I had to believe in the range that they had to be able to speak to it and to educate on it. Because a lot of what they want me to do is just put the brand out there. Right. They have the education team, they have the foundation, they have the products, but not enough people know how incredible they are. So
I didn't know until just now.
They actually manufacture a lot of color lines.
Oh,
did you guys know that?
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Like
a lot of Italian lines or just lines in general?
Lines that are here.
Oh, really?
I can't say.
That's cool.
But there's a lot. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of a monster, but it's been quiet in the U.S. And I think it's Alfaparf's time.
I was going to say that like you see them around, but you don't see them in this broad scale either, right?
Yeah.
Where are they available? Like, are they available at some of the at the distributor? Where are they distributed?
So they have a few different distributors. Their distribution's different. It's not Cosmoprof. It's nothing that I've been used to. It's actually something I'm still getting to know. But like Premier is one of the ones that I'm most familiar with in the U.S. that they are distributed through. There's quite a few, and I'm still
they're
learning.
like there's product lines that get distributed at smaller distributors. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not the massive salon center or the Cosmoprof. So it's just like the more local kind of like distributors that are pushing it forward,
like the True Beauty type.
Yeah, True Beauty. Are they in True Beauty?
Yeah, I believe they are.
I think that's the one. True
We
Beauty.
are.
Yeah.
Got to get used to that.
Check, got it right.
Yeah.
For people listening, Cassie's got like her attorney in the room with us. She's going through everything through her. Like, is that correct? Is that correct? I feel like I'm at like.
Mei Ling's new too, though, so we're like kind of in this together.
Well, welcome to the family, Mei Ling.
Oh, you get one of these too.
Oh, you get a little fist bump. You get a little fist bump.
It's pretty amazing. So being at a director's level for me is a big deal. That's been a career goal of mine since I knew what a director was. And to be a stylist and have that opportunity for me was something I really always aspired to do. But what's been really cool so Betsy Hamlet is the senior vice president of Alfaparfusa. She's the one who hired me. She's the one who approached me with this opportunity, and she's the one who hired me at Kenra. She is probably one of the most intelligent, strong, confident, and hardworking women. Successful. Like, I can't even say enough good things about her. Someone that if you get an opportunity to learn from, you don't pass it up. You know,
I'll get on the podcast.
I know, right. She would be great. Side note.
Okay.
All right, put a word in.
It's also in the introduction, man.
Okay.
It'll help.
But she has hired, not on purpose, but a team of women to run this brand in the U.S.
Awesome.
That's pretty
And
cool.
Yeah.
we're all like super excited. We're already super close. I feel like I've worked with you guys forever, for longer than a week. Like it's kind of crazy. I feel like I've been in this with this brand longer than I have already. And
If it already feels like family, or feel like it's been there for a while now, that's good stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really cool time. It's a really exciting time. And I feel like I'm surrounded by a team of people to where I'm completely confident what I don't have, they 100% have.
That's pretty cool. So is this like a very purposeful, like, let's relaunch the brand. Let's try to get, take up more, like, what am I looking for? Like, just take up more of the map, like try to
I think it's really just about telling people that what it is, and what we have. I mean, a lot of the products I see other brands launching, we have, and we've had for a while. The formulation of the color itself, from what I've learned, it's actually incredibly complex, but it's to truly deliver the best end results. And most color lines kind of like dumb that down and dilute it a little bit. So the quality of what we have in our arsenal is fire.
Fire. So it's a complete line then. So they have an
lightener.
Line,
they have evolution of color, which
permanent.
is the permanent, colorwear, which is like our demi.
Is it a cream base or is it more like a gel base?
It is a cream base. Yeah, it's got a really nice viscosity, but that's like one thing, for example, that makes it a little bit more complex, at least to me, is the mixing ratio for the permanent color. Instead of it being 1-to-1, it's 1 to 1.5.
1.5 developer.
Yeah.
So you're saving money.
Yes, 100%. But people don't necessarily connect that right away. You know, I think that's something, you see the complexity of it, but you don't immediately look at the benefits. And that's one huge benefit. But it's also like the base of the formulation. It's that rich.
She's looking at me like,
you know what I mean?
I'm like,
I'm looking directly at you. Like,
I have no clue. All I do is cut. I cut hair. I don't color. But
yeah.
I remember we worked with the brand and like they had a reformulation and like it was much thicker, the reformulation. And I remember just thinking like, instead of 30 grams, it's going to take me 40 grams to do a retouch. And like, now they've just increased the price by 10% without increasing the price by 10%.
All right, well, y'all have this conversation. I'm going to hang out with you.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, I mean, I'm still learning so much. Luckily, I have, our director of education, Terry. She's been an incredible resource for me already. She's actually a pretty dope person in the industry too, been in it for a long time. and the rest of the education team too that I've gotten to meet mostly yesterday. But that's the thing though. I'm so excited, and I've been welcomed with, open arms doesn't even begin to explain it. I feel at home, and coming to this show, this is the first big show I ever presented on a big platform.
Oh, wow.
And I've always come with my Kenra family. So it's nerve-wracking to come here with a different team. It was weird, but today they made me feel really good.
This is really interesting about this show because I know quite a few people like got started here. Like I know even Schmegs last year, that was kind of her first big stage and stuff. And like
she blew up. She's
right?
been blown up.
Right. But just like you see it so many times, or you've heard about it a few times where, someone's first stage presentation was here at BTC.
Yeah.
I find that,
I think
that amazing.
With Be Seen in Louisiana about 4 years ago. I think that's kind of like where the BTC show in Louisiana, that's where he kind of got.
Ricky too, right? Didn't Ricky
same one.
Talked about it as well.
Yeah.
That's incredible, really, right? Like,
yeah.
This is the stage that makes stars, apparently.
Yeah. It's for me, it's easily the biggest audience I've ever presented to. And the first year I was 23 years old that I presented on it.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Which is, that's young to put a stylist on a platform like that, but that was when I really truly connected with the fact that I can thrive on platform and that I do thrive under pressure, and that it just came very naturally to me.
It takes guts.
It's just this is so weird because you're the girl that wants to sit in the corner, but then you also want to be at the front of the stage.
It's contradictory, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. No judgment on my, it's just interesting that there's something there.
Well, I think it's very different. When I'm at work, even in the salon. So for example, if I'm teaching a class in salon and I'm engaging with those stylists, that's very different because what I'm speaking about, what I'm talking to, I feel completely confident in. It's tacit knowledge. I can carry that conversation with you. I can relate to you. It's super easy to connect with you, and the door is already open because that's my job. Right.
Yeah.
But in social settings, I feel like it just becomes a mess. So I'd rather just avoid it. And being on stage, I'm not actually having a conversation with anyone but myself. So, or if I'm presenting with someone.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'd be, I'd cower down in that situation.
I don't know. You'd surprise yourself.
Oh,
I feel like I surprise myself.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Shock factor is high.
If I was on that stage, I would shock you because you'd be like, why is he
whatever
crawling off the stage?
No, whatever.
So after a long day and you go home to be by yourself, do you tend to watch reruns of Modern Family, or do you The Office?
Uh-huh.
Is it on the loop?
Oh, yeah. I am devastated that that's getting taken off Netflix. Next year. I know, but next year is closer than we think.
Right.
Yeah.
What if someone will pick it up, right? Maybe Amazon will pick it up or something.
Well, I also have a broken Fire Stick, so I'm kind of being stupid. I can watch it anytime. Right. But just the idea of it being taken away from Netflix is I don't know.
Devastating.
It's
clearly.
But you can always just...
It's an outrage.
Use your Fire Stick with Cody. You can always have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, no worries.
So maybe after The Office, then you'll start to put Modern Family on the loop?
Yeah, I like Modern Family. I don't know if I could watch it on loop like that, though.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
That's interesting.
I don't think so.
It's interesting about The Office. Are there any other shows you can put on the loop?
I don't think so.
Strawberry ice cream in Office.
Strawberry ice cream in The Office. And I have a puppy now.
No.
Oh my gosh, you guys. He is my whole freaking world.
Oh,
his name's Chance, named after Chance the Rapper. We'll put that there.
Oh, wasn't there a dog movie with Chance?
Yeah, but that's
not the rapper.
Don't associate it.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. It's Chance the Rapper. Yeah, he's a Pomsky.
What the heck is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I grew up with German Shepherd Huskies my whole life. We've had 3 dogs in my family, German Shepherd Huskies, 2 currently still in Ohio. And my original plan when I moved to LA was to take one of them with me, but my dad was like, no. That dog will be miserable in your tiny little apartment in LA. So they were like, you should just get a dog for yourself. You're ready. And I had to I was like, I'm really ready, right? And they were like, and then I just made the jump. But
what's
it's
a Pomsky?
Pomeranian Husky. So he's like
What?
a mini husky. You guys,
No.
you need to go when you have a chance. I have a highlight on my Instagram page of him now.
All right.
Unbelievable content. Probably arguably the best content I have. So
How old is your Pomsky?
he is almost 6 months. He is just a little man. Yeah,
right.
Look how handsome he is.
How big will he get?
25 pounds, they told me. He's already 20. He's grown pretty fast, so I wouldn't be surprised.
What is it? They said that they double from the 6 month mark.
I
so
know.
You're like 40 or 50. That thing's going to be like 80 pounds.
If it happens, it's meant to be. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. You know, I'm not gonna.
That is.
I'm gonna be happy. I've been a big dog person my whole life. So living in LA, that's like one of the things I'm like, oh my God, all these people with their little dogs.
So you mean big dog, not like I'm a big fan of dogs. You're saying like you like big dogs.
Like actual big size dogs.
I cannot lie.
Can't
I
escape
have three dogs. I have a small, medium, and large.
it. Okay.
I have a little
Variety's
chug.
nice.
Yeah, a little chug, a Chihuahua pug.
Oh.
I have a mix. It looks like she looks like a fox. Like you ever seen that cartoon Robin Hood?
Oh yeah.
She's like bright
She looks,
red,
she looks just like Robin Hood.
the
It's
black
weird.
tongue.
Love that. Oh my God.
She's about 40 pounds. Then I have an English Mastiff.
I love Mastiffs. Beautiful dogs.
Big giant lab dog.
Beautiful. Yeah.
200-pound lap dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best though. That's why I like big dogs. The cuddles, but Chance is pretty. He's pretty cuddly, and he takes up most of my free time now.
It's like a pillow. Yeah, soft, cuddly.
He's a good excuse to be antisocial.
So what's Chance do when Cassie's on the East Coast?
He's with his babysitter. His nanny.
He has a nanny?
Basically. She's someone I met through my friend Milena. She's one of her clients. And I had a really bad experience with one of those apps, the dog walking apps.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
Someone tried to take him. Like literally almost didn't return him like 3 hours after
He was supposed to?
previously agreed upon time. I thought he was gone. I was actually in Premier Orlando when
really?
it happened. Yeah. Just one day. Cause my
He was
friend
like
Milena,
3 months old at the time.
he was little, and Milena was helping me with him for most of the time in the overnights, but Saturday during the day she's in the salon. So she's booked up. So I scheduled one of these people, to come let him out like every couple hours because he was a puppy, so he needed to be let out every few hours. And she took him.
Hold on,
I was
How'd you
losing
know?
it.
How'd you know that she took him?
So honestly, there was a lot of miscommunication throughout the day, and because I was working the show, Milena was helping me a lot with the communication of it. So I just think there were a lot of missing pieces in the situation. But at first it wasn't a big deal that she took him.
Including Chance.
Yeah. See what you did there? It wasn't a big deal because the letouts were every couple hours. So initially I was like, okay, like, I guess if you have to take him instead of like coming back and forth to where he lives, whatever. But then I got the text from Milena and she was like, I don't want to freak you out, but Chance isn't here and I'm off work. And when I tell you I lost my mind, I was on the phone with the LAPD.
What?
Yeah, I was filing a police report because this bitch stole my dog.
Were you crying or were you fighting?
I was pissed.
Yeah.
After the fact, when he came home, I cried.
Got it.
But in the moment, I was heated.
Heated?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland came out.
Cleveland came out.
Right.
Wow.
Ready. But
Awesome.
yeah. So anyway, we don't do that when I go on trips anymore. He now has someone that I really trust, and they're having a good time. He lost a tooth since I've been gone this week, which, you know, kind of makes me sad that I missed it, but she said he probably swallowed it. So
Yeah, he probably did.
I don't think I missed much.
Right.
No. You're just like, oh, there's a hole there. It'll still be there when you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
this is awesome.
No,
Good, I'm glad.
No dog apps, right? No walking apps.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
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 No chance. Ha!
Ah,
See what I did there?
see what you did
That
there?
wasn't even purposeful.
No chance coming home.
Oh man.
Oh, Chance
Wow.
came home.
No chance.
Chance made it
Oh,
home.
he came home.
Just like that movie, Chance made it home.
Yeah. There you go.
That's right.
So as we wind this thing down, is there anything else you want to talk about with your new position, or anything else you want to plug or throw out there?
I mean, I'm just so excited for this opportunity. It's one that I never honestly truly thought I would receive in my career. So being the national artistic director, I can't even say it, the national artistic director for Alfaparfusa,
contagious.
I know. I'm going to be promoting them a lot on digital. So Mei Ling and I, we're going to be working together a lot to put together some content to really help stylists understand what it is and what's available to them and why it's so incredible. And hopefully we're going to put it on the map. I mean,
Where are they going to be able to find this?
so definitely on their Instagram page, on the Alfaparf Instagram page, we're going to start doing some YouTube things as well, some more full-length videos. My Instagram page, I'm not as good about posting the content on my personal page. I mean, with Kenra, it always filtered back to them, but I'm going to try, especially with the following that I have, because it seems like they're very receptive to hearing more about it. And I'm passionate about it. I'm ready. I'm excited. And
cool.
yeah, I think there's a lot we're about to do. It's an exciting time.
You can kind of like see her like shaking
I'm
around.
hyped.
Like she's
Oh,
ready
I'm
to go.
so ready.
She's ready to go, right?
And that's another thing too. I mean, this year for Color Show, it's been interesting being here because I'm kind of sitting back, getting to know things, getting to know the team, letting them do their thing, just supporting as I can. But next year, I'm coming for it.
She's coming, man.
Better watch out.
Yeah.
What?
I like it.
Oh yeah.
We get basketball Cassie. Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cassie. Yeah.
Representing. I'm ready.
You got what? Mama Mary, Cleveland Cassie.
There you go. We got it. Yeah.
We got it. I love it.
I think it's time for her to spit some bars or something.
No, you guys, we gotta let that go.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
We'll
not
get
gonna
it
go.
tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get it tonight.
Maybe.
We make sure that we have some video capturing that.
Some additional asset support to the podcast.
So, Cass, what's your Instagram handle? How can people find you there?
It's Cass Siskovic. So CassSiskovic, which is confusing, but I just wanted it to be my name. So yeah, it's Cass Siskovic.
Awesome. I would definitely follow. And how about the any other Instagram plugs or any?
The Alfaparf is Alfaparf USA. Alfaparf USA.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She had to refer to our lawyer again.
Shut up. I just don't want to get it wrong.
No.
Alfaparf USA.
We truly appreciate you.
No,
Thank you
you
so
guys,
much.
I'm
Dude, this
so
is so much
grateful.
fun.
This was awesome. I am honestly super humbled that you guys even wanted me to be on. So
Oh, stop.
thank you.
Corey?
Oh, dude, I'm going to mess it up, aren't I?
BOG, let's hear it.
Hey, Cass, thanks for joining us on your day off. Hey, so there it is. Hey, this is a message that we've been trying to bring, I don't know, for the last couple months, actually since we started the podcast. Hey, so if you like the podcast or if you find that it's useful, please leave us a review, a 5-star review on iTunes. Leave us a rating and a review.
But if you don't like it, forget about it.
Yeah, totally forget about this message. We also want to thank Sarah and Blaine from Pretty Gritty. Sarah and Blaine, they are a band out of Portland, Oregon, and we just want to thank them very much for allowing us to use their song, Pleased to Meet You, on our podcast. That's cool. I think you can find, actually you can find their music on iTunes.
Peace and hair grease.